Previously on Stillwater Bay. A bloodthirsty monster with a taste for the unborn has arrived in the small town of Stillwater, Georgia. John Walters, Deontay Lewis, and Sam Karstens, members of a secret organization called the Guild, must stop it before it can claim 2 innocent lives. They rush into the home of Asadi and his pregnant wife, Takia. Little do they know, they may already be too late. This is Stillwater Bay, the epicenter of the oldest war on Earth, the struggle between good and evil. John is seconds behind Deontay and Sam. A stitch nags his side and he doubles over just outside the bungalow's door, nausea washing over him. "Not now," he says, gritting his teeth. He rises and, clutching the doorframe, pulls himself inside. Muddy tracks mar the white living room carpet. John's heart pounds as he crosses the room. The prints are not human. A wail of pain and horror greets his entrance into the kitchen. "Call 911!" Asadi cries. He sits upon the blood-smeared floor, a woman cradled in his lap. She gasps for breath. Sam kneels beside Takia, her face streaked with tears. Her fingers are pressed to Takia's wrist. Deontay has vanished. "Oh, Takia, why did I leave you alone?" Asadi says. His fingers cover the wound in her stomach, the wound where the baby had once been, and from which her lifeblood now flows. It is like trying to stem the ocean with a cork. Sam looks up into John's face and shakes her head. "It's too late." "No!" Asadi shouts. His words shift into another language and then back to English. "Call 911! We can save her!" "There is no saving her," John says. "All you can do now is say goodbye." Asadi shakes his head. His handsome face contorts with rage, but the expression fades when Takia grips the collar of his shirt. "You're running out of time," Sam says. Her voice is soft, gentle. "You've got to trust me, son," John says. "Please." "What do you want me to do?" "Pick her up and follow me." They hurry out of the bungalow and into a world awash with moonglow. Pavement gives way to gravel, then grass, and finally sand. There are no waves on the beach. The water here lies still and shallow until it reaches the 100-foot mark. Only then does it grow deep, and deeper still when it reaches the Atlantic. This is but one of the many strange things about Stillwater Bay. Asadi is about to discover another. "Take her out and submerge her body," John says. "It will stop the pain, but only keep her alive for a few minutes, long enough for you to say goodbye. Whatever you do, don't leave her body in there." Asadi pauses. He stares at John, eyes wide. "Why?" "I'll explain later. Go. Go now." Asadi wades in while John looks on. He is careful to stay out of the water. The pills have done their job. He pulls his cell phone from his pocket and calls Jonathan's number. He answers on the first ring. "What's up?" "Bring the shovel," he says. "We'll meet you there in half an hour." "Damn, we lost one?" "We did. Her name was Takia." "I'm sorry, John. Not your fault, Jonathan. I'll see you in a few." He ends the call. Deontay and Sam join him. They stand on either side of him, their eyes on Asadi. "I found tracks in the kitchen," Deontay says. "Followed them out the back door, down another trail and into the woods. I lost them in the underbrush, but I'm pretty sure they were headed toward Stillwater. You two better get back to the library then. Tell Susie and Lee we need to sweep the town. Get them armed. Do you know of any other pregnancies in town, Sam?" "There are 5. 3 were secret until the news got to Brightstyle." "Check them all. Aswangs are known to be heavy feeders. I hope we don't have any strangers from Peach Blossom staying the night. I'd hate for some teenage girl to meet one of those. We've had enough tragedy tonight." "You got it, John," Deontay says. He and Sam hurry back the way they came. John watches them go. he suddenly finds he cannot look at Asadi and Takia. It feels wrong somehow, as though he is intruding. He leaves them there and returns to their bungalow. The water is still and cool, but not cold. It does not lap at Asadi's feet and legs. Instead, it pulls at him, clings to him. He carries Takia a few feet from shore and then lowers her in, immersing her bleeding body. She coughs and her eyelids flutter. As they open, she clutches at him. "Asadi? I am here, Ishgam. It doesn't hurt anymore." He presses his lips to her forehead. She reaches up, touches his cheek. Her lower lip quivers. "It took our baby." The words cut him. He cannot stop the tears. They flow, dripping onto her cheek and mingling with her own. "I am so sorry." "Shh." She places a finger to his lips. "This is not your doing. You must not blame yourself. Never blame yourself." "What will I do without you, Ishgam?" She smiles. He has never seen anything so beautiful. "You will live," she says. "You will not be bitter. You will be useful. Until you see me again, Asadi, you will live." "Ishgam, protect those who need you, Asadi. Destroy the darkness and serve the light. Promise me." "I promise." She nods. Tears shine in her eyes. "I heard what the old man said, my love. The time has come. You must take me from the water." "No," he whispers. "Please." He cannot deny her, has never denied her. Asadi rises to his feet. She is feather light in his arms as he moves toward shore. With each step, her body grows heavier. He wants to go back, wants to drown in the water with her. Her voice clears his mind. "I love you," she says. "And I you." Once again, he presses his lips to her forehead. When he reaches the sand, she lies limp in his arms. Asadi sets Takia's body on the sand. Her eyes are closed. The smile has not faded from her lips. He unbuttons his shirt, intending to cover her with it, but something bumps him from behind. John hands him a thin blanket. Asadi accepts it and covers her. Every part of his body aches. The pain is unbearable, and yet he cannot weep. It's as though all the tears have been wrung from him. Only one emotion remains. It burns him from the inside out. "We have to call the police," he says. That thing. It has to be killed." "The police in this town aren't worth spit," John says. "It didn't used to be that way, not when the old sheriff was here. But things are different now. We have to take care of things ourselves. Better wrap her up in that blanket. We need to take her somewhere else, someplace safe." "Someplace safe? What do you mean by that? What can hurt her now?" "I'll explain on the way. There are worse things than aswangs in still water." "Aswangs? Is that what that thing was?" "Yes. It's an evil creature. It hunts pregnant women. When we heard one was in town..." "You knew?" He rounds on John. "You knew things like this were out there and you didn't warn us?" "We only learned a few..." "But you knew things like this existed! You knew!" The old man stands before him, an expression like granite on his wrinkled face. He doesn't care about Takia. He doesn't care about anything. He's a rotten old man, and Asadi wants to hear the crunch of his bones beneath his fist. He grabs John by the front of his jacket and throws a punch. It never reaches the target. The old man raises an arm before Asadi can connect. He deflects the blow and aims one of his own. His knee strikes Asadi between the legs. Asadi falls to the sand, unable to breathe. "Sorry, son," John says. "But a wise man once said, never get in a fist fight with an old man. You know why?" Asadi bites his lip and shakes his head. Because they cheat. He holds out a hand. Asadi turns from it. Let me ask you something, son. If I had told you there were monsters in this town, and they might try to kill you or your wife, would you have believed me? No. How could I warn a man about something which shouldn't exist? We could have left town. You wouldn't have. Asadi's heart sinks. The old man is right. Takia never would have gone. He takes John's hand, and the old man pulls him to his feet. Are we cool, son? Asadi nods. Then we'd best get moving. John helps Asadi wrap Takia's body in the blanket. He lifts her still form and follows the old man back toward the road and the woods beyond. Where are we taking her? Asadi asks as they enter the trees. There's a place in the woods, a sacred place. The creatures can't set foot on it. They do. They die. Are there many of these things? Too many to count. Where do they come from? Most of them come from the bay, though I'd say a fair amount exist elsewhere. Evil tends to gravitate to this place. That's where we come in. We? The group. Sam, Deontay, Susie, Lee, and me. There's also a fella named Jonathan you'll meet soon. And Chuck. John trails off. Anyway, we're what's called the Guild. The old man pauses for a moment. He glances back the way they came and then up the trail. Damn it, he whispers. Did I leave it behind? What? I had it in my hand. I'm sure of it. Where the hell did I put it? Shit. Wait here, gotta get something. He hurries away. Asadi shifts his grip on Takia's body. She is heavy, but he can't set her down. He wants to hold her as long as he can. Minutes tick by. Something moves in the brush off to Asadi's left. He glimpses the eyeshine of an animal before it vanishes into the undergrowth. John returns a few seconds later, a flashlight in his hand. Almost forgot where I left this damn thing, he says, clicking it on. Come on, this way. They thread their way through the trees to the left and into forest untouched by moonlight. What does the guild do? Asadi asks. What we've always done. We kill monsters. The image of kind and wrinkled Susie comes to Asadi's mind. All of you? Every single one. We were called to it, but it's not a job for everyone. There's a high demand on a guild member, sometimes an even higher price. In the distance, a dog howls. Another joins the first, and yet another. John and Asadi halt their trek and listen to the chorus of canine voices. Asadi shivers. Just dogs, John says, baying at the moon. Though my old grandmother would have said different. She thought a dog's howl meant... Well, never mind what she said. Come on, it's not far now. The next few steps bring them to a large clearing and the return of the moon. The rasp of dirt on metal fills the air. 15 feet from them, a man digs a grave. The man looks up at their approach. In the glow of the flashlight beam, he appears dirty, his clothes worn. He wears his graying hair in dreadlocks. It'll be a while, the man says. I just got started. Jonathan, this is Asadi. Jonathan Delory, gentleman bum, he says. I'm sorry, Asadi. I wish we could have met under better circumstances. Asadi nods. You can set her down, Jonathan says, motioning to a spot near the grave. I'd rather not. He's a member of the guild, John says. You can trust him. Asadi lays Takia down near the grave. She seems so small, wrapped in the blanket. She should have a funeral, a proper ceremony, he says. She'll have one in the morning, John replies. For now, this is the only way to protect her. You keep saying that. Why do you keep saying that? Come with me, John says. There is a trail on the right, and John leads Asadi to it. They climb a small hill. At the crest, they stop. A gentle slope leads to the outskirts of Stillwater. Street lamps cast pools of light over the quiet streets. Mount Jackson looms over the town like a slumbering giant. Below it, and to the left, Stillwater Bay shimmers. Before I turned 17, John says, the bay was like any other. People fished here, swam here, sailed. The bay moved with the moon, and the tides came in like clockwork. After I turned 17, something changed all that. The water grew still, and as you've seen, became a source of great evil and of great good. The water took Takia's pain away. It has other curative powers. I've known a few cancer patients who, when given a few months to live, began swimming in the bay. Some of them lived 10 more years, others 15. It's like a battery charger. It can charge you up for as long as you can take the charge. And though it can extend life, it can't restore it. Is it the same for these things, these monsters? Evil seems to experience these powers in a different way. The water does nothing for them unless they make a sacrifice to it. They take anything they kill into the bay. That's why we have to bury Takia here. Otherwise should be a sacrifice? John nods. And any creature which offered her as such would be 10 times stronger than before. Asadi glances over his shoulder. You said I couldn't leave Takia in the water. Why? Because she would have returned as one of them, a vile and twisted thing. Your wife would be gone, her soul destroyed. The two men fall silent. Both stare off toward the bay as the rasp of the shovel continues. I'm not a good man, John says, but I was called here to protect people, to save them whether dead or alive. Maybe it's my penance for all the evil I've done in the past. Or maybe it's my destiny to keep evil at bay. I don't know. Like I said, this life's not for everyone. Protect those who need you, Asadi. Takia's words echo in his mind. Destroy the darkness and serve the light. Promise me. John, he says. Yeah? I want in. The town of Stillwater sleeps, unaware of the danger which stalks it. It does not notice the shadows which pass over the sidewalk or pause outside of windows. It does not see those who defend it from evil, who even now are burying a lost love or combing the streets for her murderer. It dreams on. Only one man bears witness. Old Man Willis wakes. The VHS tape has ended. He switches the TV off. Dogs howl. They seem close by, all around him. His mother had always feared howling dogs. She said when a dog howled, it meant someone was going to die. He pulls the curtain back from the window and peers out. No dogs roam the beach before him. Nothing walks the sand. The sound grows louder, so loud he must cover his ears. Then, suddenly, there is silence. A man rises from the water. He is fully dressed in a tan uniform. A black, wide-brimmed hat, like those worn by state troopers, covers his head. The water doesn't drip from his clothes. It doesn't seem to touch him at all. He passes by the house, his hand on the pistol at his hip. Willis loses sight of him when he enters the town. The elderly man drops the curtain and rubs his eyes. Was it a dream? If it was, it's a strange one. He shuts his eyes and dozes, time passing him unheeded. The gunshot wakes him. The sound is thunderous. Everyone can hear it. Everyone except the victim.
John Walters here. Be sure to listen to episode 3 to find out what happens.